Taking My Time, But I Don't Know Where. Written by Cosmic Ocean on AO3. Read by Alextris. Chapter 20. "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" Peter asks. They're eating Chinese food, actually inside the restaurant this time. Peter's mask flipped up over his lips. It's getting to be too cold to sit on the park benches at night. The restaurant is pretty used to their friendly neighborhood Spider-Man at this point. Sitting in my room quietly, probably. "You want to come hang with me and May?" "You want me there?" "We don't do anything fancy." Peter digs some rice out of his box with the chopsticks. "May makes risotto with champagne and lemons and this 5-onion soup, and I make potatoes au gratin. But, we'd be happy to have you." Barnes thinks it over. "Yeah," he says slowly. "Yeah, I'll make something." "You don't got to do that. You're our guest." "No, the wheels are already turning. No, I'm gonna make something." Barnes feels weird asking May and Peter to get him groceries, so when he shows up, Thanksgiving Day, he has 2 reusable grocery bags filled with supplies. "Hi," he says when May opens the door. "Happy Thanksgiving," May says cheerily. "You didn't have to make anything." "Well, I'm gonna." May steps to the side. "What are you making?" "Pie." "Cool." Peter perks up when he sees Barnes. "Hey Barnes, happy Thanksgiving." "Hey kid, come, help me with this." Peter helps him unload the bags onto the counter. "Are you making apple pie?" "Yep, you're gonna help me." "You don't have pie crust." "We're gonna make it." "You can just buy it and unroll it, you know." "We ain't doing that. Do either of you need the oven right now?" "Go nuts," May says. "Cool." Peter brightens. "We have aprons, hang on." He rummages in a closet until he pulls out 2 aprons. He shoves one at Barnes. Barnes peers at it to see it says, "May the forks be with you." "I don't get it," he tells Peter. "We're gonna work on that." Peter ties his on, which says whatever happens, we're eating it. "Tonight, maybe. What are we doing?" "You ever make pie crust before?" "I never had to." "You good at following instructions?" "I'll learn." Barnes walks him through it. They cube the butter, drizzle the cold water, work the dough. Barnes expects Peter to complain, but he doesn't, listening attentively. They roll it out, cut it for the lattice, and then work on the filling. They had all these spices at the store when Barnes went, and he didn't understand half of them, but he knows cinnamon and nutmeg. Nutmeg had been a rare treat, but they'd used it when they had it, so he gets it. A little honey, too. They carefully create the lattice, and Barnes sticks it in the oven. "It smells good," Peter tells him while they clean up. "Should taste good if all works out." "Okay," May says as they finish the last of the cleanup. "I gotta get the risotto going. The soup, too." Nope." May holds up a hand to stop Barnes. "You're my guest, and even if you weren't, I cook best on my own." "Okay." "Come on," Peter says, grabbing his arm. "I want to show you Star Wars. We'll start off with the original trilogy. We've still got 'em on VHS, the good ones I mean, not the remastered editions with all the CGI and stuff." Barnes doesn't know what any of those words mean in that order. "Okay." "I think he kinda looks like you," Peter says, gesturing at Luke. Barnes squints. "A little, I guess." "Well, do you like it?" "Yeah, I like it." "Yeah, me too."
"How many are there?"
6, but they're making more." Barnes tries to think of something more constructive to say.
"The smuggler's pretty cute."
"His hair's better in the next one." "Peter," May calls. "Tag team, you're up for the gratin." "Okay."
"You want a hand?"
Peter asks as Peter scrambles to his feet. "Nope, keep watching the movie." Peter slips into the kitchen at the same time May sits on the couch next to Barnes, handing him a beer. "Peter's right," she tells him, getting settled. "Han's hair is better in the next one, but Luke's is worse." "Do you—" Peter starts as they set the table. "I mean, is praying first a thing you do?" Barnes grimaces. God and Barnes had parted way a long time ago.
"Ideally, no."
"Cool, us neither." They sit down at the table. "Have you had risotto before?" Peter asks as May starts spooning it out.
"I haven't had much of anything before."
"Is that because you eat like a caveman?"
Barnes frowns. "I don't eat like a caveman."
"That's true. Cavemen probably ate better than you." Peter looks at May as she passes the dishes down to him. He only has microwave in his hotel room, so he just eats whatever he can get for pantry staples or microwavable food. May gives Barnes his dish. That's not good, Barnes. Thanks. Kid, I eat fine. You eat a lot of oranges, so I'm not worried about scurvy at least. That's good, I guess. Barnes takes a bite of the risotto. May, this is real good. Thank you. I bet you ate mostly old people food otherwise. Peter takes a spoonful of soup. Like cabbage. Don't knock cabbage. They settle in with the pie in front of Return of the Jedi. Barnes, this rules, Peter says through a mouthful of pie. Chew with your mouth closed, Barnes and May say at the same time. Peter pulls a face. It is very good, May tells him. Thanks. Where'd you get the recipe? The pie crust recipe was Sarah's. The pie recipe was my ma's. Sarah's? Steve's mum. Barnes smiles softly. Ma had the pie crust, but it wasn't near as good as Sarah's, and everybody knew the best pie on the block was Ma's. Depression era! Peter lifts a forkful. Vintage! Further back than that, they were mine and his grandmother's recipes. Neat! Peter's asleep on the couch as Barnes and May load dirty dishes into the dishwasher, wiping off the counters. Fucked up that she kissed him when he's her brother, Barnes says. Yeah, May laughs. Yeah, it is. You have siblings? One. Becky. Little sister. What happened to her? She's still alive. She's got an apartment in the city. I think Steve's footing the bill. He's been to see her a couple times. Barnes has never followed him there, but he pulled the security camera footage. Have you? Barnes' lips twist. Not sure how to have that kind of conversation. You might want to consider it. Yeah, well, what about you? No, just me. Ben had Peter's dad, but that was all. May hoses down the sink. I used to worry about it. I thought Peter's support network should be better. What happened to his parents? Car accident. He was 3. Barnes hangs the dish towel on the fridge handle. You and Ben raised a good kid. May smiles. Thank you. They lapse into silence. Are you really eating that bad? May asks finally. I'm eating fine. Barnes walks up and pulls a blanket over Peter. Half conscious, Peter pulls it up over him, muttering something, and turns over. Don't worry about me. You should live somewhere better too. I'm living fine. Barnes' shoulder cheeks her lightly. Thanks, though, for worrying. Comes naturally. Barnes halfway pulls on his jacket, then pauses. You remind me of her, kinda, he tells her, shrugging it on the rest of the way. How I thought she'd be. Who? Bex. May's face does something complicated. Then she reaches out and pulls Barnes into her arms. Startled, he hugs her back. You could use a better support network too, you know, she tells him quietly. Just saying. Don't say fine or I'll sock you. Bex all over. Okay then, I won't. May releases him. Thanks for coming, Barnes. Thanks for having me. Barnes sidles out the door and gets in the elevator. His phone dings and he checks it. Natalia's sent a photo of a big table at the tower, he's guessing. There's all kinds of food there he doesn't recognise, but in the middle, blurrily, there's a familiar apple pie. Quietly, Barnes smiles.